Hi, I'm so glad you're here. We're just about to get started. So go ahead and sit down and join us, why don't you, for our recounting of the tale of the flavor of love. Hi everybody, my name is Gabby. I am making this YouTube video today because I love ridiculousness. I love trash TV, but specifically trash TV from like pre-2020, because things just changed then. Now we have like Love Island, which like, I love Love Island, but this is just a different type of trashy TV. I'm talking about like Jersey Shore, Bridal Plasty, The Real World, and this is actually a spin-off of one of the TV shows that VH1 was showing in 2004, The Surreal Life. It was a celebrity version of The Real Life, which was basically an experimental TV show where a bunch of people lived in a house together for a period of time. I didn't do any research on that show because this isn't about that show. But basically what happened is Flava Flav, who is the world's most famous hype man, which shout out to all the hype men. We don't have hype men anymore. That's like really not part of the rap industry at this point in time. Unless you count DJ Khaled. That's another conversation for another time. Basically, Flava Flav got really famous because he was part of a rap duo called Public Enemy. Public Enemy has like some really great music. They were very politically charged and they were very successful in the 80s and the early 90s. But Flava Flav went on to release his own noteworthy music, I guess is a nice way of putting it. He has multiple songs that have over 1 million views on YouTube, such as, let me check my notes how to say this. Unga Bunga Bunga, Michael Jackson, and that's it. Those are the only songs that he ever made that got more than 1 million views on YouTube. He's definitely most known for being part of Public Enemy. So Flava Flav was on this TV show called The Surreal Life, where we followed this house, kind of like Big Brother, where celebrities all lived together. And Flava Flav ended up falling in love with somebody named Bridget Nelson. And she was also famous for something I forgot to look up. Editing Gabby, insert here. Either way, I found out that he had a TV show called Strange Love, which is just a TV show of him and Bridget having a terrible toxic relationship. She's also like bigger than him, which I love. I love that. I love a shorty man who can handle a woman in a pair of 8-inch heels. That just make her even taller. I don't know why. It's just such a green flag to me. It's such an attractive trait. But again, that's not part of this. Also, just really quickly before we get too into this, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Sydney Joe and Jada Ho. Both of them do kind of recount style YouTube videos and TikTok videos just like this, and they're who inspired me to do this. So let's go ahead and get into season 1, episode 1. All right, this show basically started because Flava Flav broke up with Bridget Nelson, and they were like, we can't not have this man on TV. By the way, this is on VH1. This isn't even on MTV. This is 2006, so this is like peak Y2K McBling era, right? And Flava Flav is just, man, he's just something. He's something. What is a compliment I can give to Flava Flav? He looks like he brushes his teeth a lot, because that grill is very shiny and his skin looks so soft. I think that's all the nice things I can say about Flava Flav. Okay, so let's get into these notes, baby. We got 6 pages of notes to get through here. The very first episode is really just an establisher episode. It's a very interesting rundown of people, honestly. I I also just want to make a note. It is so refreshing to watch a TV show and have every single person look like a different individual. No one has the same filler. No one has the same eyelashes. No one's doing the same makeup. Everyone is in their own little niche, their own little like category of person. So we open up the show. This intro is doing him no favors. He is not like making anyone fall in love with him over this intro. This is really like a personality over looks kind of TV show. This is also like the beginning of like the celebrity era. Like celebrities had so much more pull than they do like right now. So we get past the intro of the show. We see Flav. He's wearing a crazy ass tailcoat. All right, it's hot pink. The man looks good in hot pink. I'll give him that. The amount of makeup that you see on the show that is just like purple, full purple, full green, full blue, full black. Like it is just so different than what we think early 2000s makeup was. Like this is the reality of what actually was going on, especially for the baddies, especially for the girls who were going out to the club. Like they weren't wearing like icy eyeshadow. That was like specific to Paris Hilton and like LA specifically. Speaking of which, this isn't even shot in LA. It's shot in Encino, which is also where the Drake and Josh house was. But you know, whatever. Much easier to find a mansion in Encino than it is in LA. Also, it is like peak 2005 Tuscany revival. It was probably the shit when they built it, and now I'm looking at it and I just think of every person that I knew in middle school who got their basement renovated. It looked like this, okay? There were vases no one used. There were pops of red and orange everywhere. There were decorative peppers and olive oil. So as we're entering into the house here, we can at least see that Flava Flav brought flowers. I'll give him a point for that. Point of inspiration, Flava Flav, at least he brought flowers. I'd also like to make a note, every clock we see Flava Flav wear, we're just gonna call him Flav. Every clock we see Flav wear looks like he could have bought it in a Home Goods. Like, they don't look like they're supposed to be part of a chain. He walks into the mansion and we start to meet the girls. We get a beautiful display of early 2000s fashion and clear bra straps in all their glory. Those are gonna be covered in fake tan and bronzer in 2 weeks. Just saying. We get this like weird scene of this girl with a tongue. I don't know what she's doing. And then there's this girl. She's crying.
I've been a fan of Flav's since the first time I saw him. And he let me know that it was okay to be loud and to be boisterous and to be full of...
We're gonna start keeping a tally now because future Gabby knows of how many times she's cried. That's number one, all right? And he actually ends up giving her a really funny name, a really funny nickname because she cries so much. Then this girl compares Flava Flav to her dad.
Such a big clock. Flav sort of reminds me of my dad because they're both like clowns.
And then she starts talking about how sexy Flava Flav is. That's a little odd, honey, a little odd. Then we see all the rooms that the girls are gonna be staying in. I would have killed for one of these rooms when I was in 5th grade. Like, I thought this was like the peak of interior design. The girls, not being dumb, very quickly realized that there are only 15 beds, but there are 20 girls here in this house. So they're all kind of like putting 2 and 2 together and being poured champagne by the production crew, and they're like running around talking to each other. And finally, Flava Flav comes back and he says to them, in all honesty, I appreciate the honesty, he says, I'm terrible with names. I'm really bad with names. So I'm gonna give you all nicknames so I remember your name. How are 20 nicknames easier to remember than 20 names? Whatever. It is funny though. He does give a lot of them food names, which in my brain, I'm like, not only is this man thirsty, he's starving. I don't know. Just Flava Flav seemed like he hadn't been fed before this production started getting shot, because he literally names like 6 of them after food. I I hate that he named them. I don't know, that just feels so odd. I don't like it. That being said, it was smart because we never actually learned these girls' names. Like, no stalkers, no one can like go track them down after this. So I guess that's smart. I do like Flav's bodyguard. He's cute and he does little funny things and he really seems to want the best for Flav, but also seems very done with his shit and very familiar with his shenanigans. So here are the names of all the girls. Ready? Or at least the girls that they showed on screen so far. Miss Latin, Sweetie, Hoops, Sirius, New York, Smokey, Picasso, Goldie, Pumpkin, Smiley, Peaches, Cherry, Hottie, Apples, Dimples, and Oysters. So New York is wildin' already. She's on edge. She seems like she'd cut a bitch. If that's what it takes to get to Flav, that's what she'll do. I also just want to, like, again, point of inspiration for Hottie. Her outfits, banging. Not once has there been a miss. We've already gotten three. Smiley pulls out the big guns, puts on a lacy string bikini, and heads down to the pool right as Flava Flav is standing in front of the window while they're looking out on the backyard. That girl knows what she wants, okay? And she's gonna go get it. Picasso is wildin'. She's on the couch talking with Flav about masturbation. And then Sweetie asks Flav if he needs Viagra now. He's not that old when this show is being filmed. I'm pretty sure, at least, editing Gabby. How old is he? That's not that old. I don't even know. At that point, I'm like, girl, you just gotta stop drinking. You are asking dumb questions. This is a competition to make Flava Flav fall in love with you. And your first instance with him, you demasculize him by asking if he needs Viagra now. He then makes a very clever little quip about not having a Mack truck, but having a bus. Moving on, the girl who keeps crying, he has nicknamed Rain. Rain sees that Cherry has gone to put on the bikini and pulls Flav out to the pool so that he can get into the hot tub with her. He does not get into the hot tub with her. But Rain, who won't stop crying every time we get an interview with her, then comes up behind them as they're making out and hugs him from behind and it's like, hey, like, what? Like, look at this sandwich situation. That's so awkward. Their mouths were on each other's mouths like 2 seconds ago, and you were just like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to come hug you from behind, baby cakes. I'm gonna come hug you. He's busy. Girl, he's busy. Then after that debacle, Cherry basically is just like, you need to give me some more time. Like, we just started making out. Funny. And later on, Flav then goes and finds Rain because of that situation, and she starts crying again. Cry count number 2. Rain, girl, you can't live up to your name, not much. Then we get this one-on-one of him sitting down with Oyster and Picasso and another girl, I can't remember who it is, and Oyster tells Flav that she is currently going for a world record and has worn red every single day for the last 6 years, which frankly, that just sounds like a drunk fun fact someone would give me in the girls' bathroom in the bar. Okay, like that just sounds like, it just sounds like you need to stop drinking at this point, honey. And he gives us this beautiful moment where he calls Oyster a weirdo. I'm like,
I'm a very unique individual just like you, which is why we might be a perfect match.
Every day that girl got on red. That is crazy weird. Ah!
No. It's at this moment that you'll notice in the episode they now change her nickname to not just Oyster, it's Red Oyster now. So maybe his like short-term memory just ain't that great. And they were like, we open up on this beautiful scene of Flava Flav in front of a clock wall. But right before we get to that clock wall, we get this beautiful clip of Goldie passed out on the couch. She's beatboxing. She is wasted. She's dressed like somebody's secretary. And she's at the Christmas party letting loose for the first time in 3 years. That is the level of white girl wasted that Goldie is. I ain't never seen anyone dressed like a receptionist get this wasted. And they tell the other girls that are with her basically like, it's time to film. You have to get her up. And they're literally like fighting with her. They're like, please, we need you to fight for your life right now. We need 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. And as soon as she gets a little bit off the couch, she just pukes. She vomits everywhere, bro. But Rain has got her back. Rain is right there with her helping out. Picasso goes and gets her some white bread and some water, and she's good as new. So they got all their faces on this clock wall, right? They are like shamelessly cringe with the clock trope. There's a clock embedded in the front of the mansion, for Pete's sake. The budget was huge. VH1 was making money back in the day. So he gives us this beautiful clip.
It kind of bothered me. But then again, it ain't bothered me. But it did kind of bother me though.
So he goes down to reveal his pics to the girls, and he's giving out all the face clocks like they're roses on The Bachelor. And these girls are sweating. The first girl he picks though is Hottie, which she left a strong impression, and she came dressed to impress. And even though Flava Flav is wild looking, I do really think he likes a woman who can dress well. Also, can we make note of these glasses? These glasses, bro, so much. So he starts the elimination process, and they're coming up, and he's putting these clocks on them like they're Olympic medals. And I noticed that probably 50% of these girls are 6 to 8 inches taller than him. Again, we love a short king who can endorse a tall queen. Rain gets called like second to last, and she starts crying again. That's 3 cries in 1 episode, Rain. You can't cry 3 times in a night. If I was your friend and I saw you crying the second time, I would have called you an Uber and sent you home, because that is a party foul. Don't do that. That's weird. Then he picks Goldie. So that's his last 2 picks. I just have to say Goldie is like a cursed nickname. I've literally never met anyone named Goldie who's okay. Who is doing okay. But the girls who got eliminated are Smokey, Picasso, Apple, Cherry, Bubbles, and Shelly. So we actually had 6 girls get eliminated tonight. I think it's really funny that Cherry got eliminated because she was just making out with him the entire time. They didn't talk. He didn't ask her any questions. She didn't ask him any questions. They just made out. And in my mind, if all you did was make out and he eliminated you on the first round, I'm sorry, boo. You're probably not that great at kissing. That's just the facts of life. So here's all the girls we have left. That is episode 1 of the Flavor of Love. Comment down below if you enjoyed this. I'm going to be getting out my second video ASAP this next week. I really liked this. I haven't watched the show in forever, and I really feel like part of like preteen Gabby is being reawakened. If you have anything else you want me to watch, go ahead and comment it down below. I'm going to start my series on 4 weddings coming up very soon. Again, shout out to Sydney Joe for the inspo on that one. Or maybe there's a different trashy TLC show you want me to watch. I love TLCs. They have me by the balls, baby. They always have. They always will. Yeah, that's all. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.